Hello, welcome to October Rose Fibre Arts, episode number 7. Coming to you from the Hunter Valley in New South Wales, and my neighbours have just started doing something very noisy. I might just close the window. Okay, I've got a cat at the door meowing. He wants to come in. I can't get 2 minutes of peace by myself. If it's not the kids, it's the cats. Anyway. Hi, my name is Fiona. I am from the Hunter Valley in New South Wales, Australia. This is a podcast about my knitting and crafting adventures. It's mostly knitting today because I've been doing a lot of that. As I said in my last podcast, I had been binding quilts. I finished those. I'm not going to show those. It has been 3 weeks since I did my last podcast. The reason being was I was sewing binding on. I don't want to show the quilts again, and I just didn't get much knitting done because I was hand stitching binding again, and I loved it. It was so much fun. So I'm going to show you a couple of projects that I've been working on. I do have a few acquisitions that have gone straight into projects. My first one here, and I have shown these before, but I've made a fair bit of progress on them. They have been put on the back burner. I am up to, I'm just going to fix this stitch. So, pair of just socks, plain, as people call them, vanilla socks. I'm not following a pattern. I do 76 stitches. I'll probably do the Eye of Partridge Heel. It's the one that I've done on a number of socks and I quite like them. Let me hold them up there. So I have 2 legs done. So I did 50 rows for the leg, and I've done the cuff. I'm doing the 2 at a time. So I do the cuff on one, the cuff on the next, the leg on one, the leg on the next, and just keep going like that until it's all done. So I'm up to the heel flap and turn, and then I will do a gusset. I'm at the stage now though that I would need to sort of sit. I like to do my heel turn all in one go, so I'd need to sit for a couple of hours and get that done. And I do like to try and do the gusset all in one go if I could, so it'd be a good nighttime project. But I've been working on something else, so this has been sort of put to the side a little bit while this other project is on my needles, and I should have that done fairly quickly. I've been putting a fair bit of effort into it. Loving the yarn. I've said this on previous podcasts. It's by Craft by Bella. I got it when I went to Dungog. You can see that it's striping. It reminds me a little bit of honeybees. I know that it should be darker if it's honeybees, but a little bit of striping there, which is really cute. A little bit of pooling in the colour as well on the sock, and I like them. So I'm going to keep going with them. As I said though, they've been put aside a little bit at the moment because I have just been working on this other project, but I still love them. I'm still going to get into them. I'll probably, once I finish off project I'm about to show you, I will get in and do the heel turn and then get the gusset done, do that over a week, and then get ready to just do the foot, because again, that's really good knitting to just take to swimming and activities with the kids, and it makes it really, really easy to do that. Okay, this is my next one. This has been my very, very, very focused project for the last week. It is a pattern test, Mum. I know what you're going to say. Not another pattern test. I do love pattern testing. It is fun though. And I love working to deadlines, which is why I love a pattern test. So I have this beautiful top. It's called the Summer Esio. I hope that's how it's pronounced. It's by Vera Marcu. If you've been to my previous episodes, I've pattern tested the Jaime beanie for her just a few weeks ago, and that was lovely. And then she put a call out for this jumper to pattern test, not jumper, this t-shirt to pattern test. I'm going to try and hold it up. It's still on the needles though, so it's quite bunched up. So that is it at the moment. She put out the call for it, and I didn't put my hand up to do it. And then she really needed testers in my size, and I thought, you know what, why not? And I'd really love some hand knit summer wear. So it is out of cotton. I'll show you the cotton. So I'm using this Fiddlesticks Wren, which is an 8-ply cotton. The reason I'm using this is I went through my stash and I had this. It was from an old crate crochet. It was a bag pattern, and I've got enough crocheted bags. I'm not really keen to do too many more at the moment. The pattern's lovely, but I thought I could make it out of this. I did have to buy another 5 balls, so I've bought 5 more balls of this. So that's one acquisition that I got. and I've been knitting away on it. I managed yesterday to do quite a bit. I've been binge watching a little bit of TV, probably not the greatest. I've still got so much to do. Been really busy with work as well. So to do this much progress in only a week, and I will say I probably did like 20 rows just yesterday. So it's got this lovely just sort of plain knit. It's got this little pattern. I'm going to try and spread it out a bit here, which then goes up on an angle, and then this textured on the side. So that texture, I just don't want it to come off the needles. I should put some stoppers on it. So that texture kind of runs up the side. I'll put in a picture, but it's been quite fun. And I think because of the number of repeats, I kind of I've sit and knit more than I should because I want to get to the next part. So I quite like when you get here and you've got a couple of purl rows and you've got a couple of knit rows, and then it's just, I don't know, I'm really motivated on it at the moment. I think I've got about 25 centimeters. I need to do 35. I think I've got roughly another 30 rows or so to go on the body. So this is the body. It's worked from the bottom up, I should say that. So it's in the round at the moment. Then you split at the sleeves, do the back and the front, and then join them at the top. It's in an 8-ply cotton that I'm doing it in. I will say after my last jumper that I finished, doing it with the 400 gram balls of wool, there is going to be a lot more to weave in working with a 50 gram ball of cotton. But it's really nice. It's feeling really lovely at the moment, really nice and drapey. I did go down in the needle size. I think the original pattern, the pattern calls for a 4mm. I did a gauge swatch and I went down to a 3.75mm. Not that it was too much different. I didn't really notice much difference in the gauge swatch. But I thought I'd rather it. I know cotton, when I've used it before, stretches a little bit. So I thought if I go a little bit tighter, I won't be upset, because once I wear it and it blocks, it'll probably stretch a little bit, and then it'll be the gauge that is needed for it. But it's really nice so far. I'm really looking forward to continue working on it. As I said, I've probably got about another 30 rows to go, and then I start to switch. I'll sort of hold it up against myself. I don't think I'm going to try and take it off the needles and try it on. I'll just wing it, right? Winging it is fine. And then if I don't like it, I'll undo it and make something else. But the pattern's really fun at the moment, really clear. I have mucked up. The sides here, in one of the sides I've got one stitch too many. So once I get to where I need to sort of split for the sleeves, I'm going to just do another stitch count, and if I need to, I'll knit 2 together or adjust it in some way so I've got the stitches that I need. The only other thing I did, so you're doing the long tail cast on, and it's all well and good. I needed to cast on 310 stitches. I got to 305 and didn't have much of a tail left. So I just did, for the last 5 stitches there, a backwards loop cast on. I think that's what it's called. You just sort of loop it over the needle. And I thought, I am not unripping 305 stitches, like undoing 305 stitches, just to make it that little bit longer. I had just enough to do it. And as you can see, I've got, well, where's it gone now? A teeny tiny little tail left. So I wouldn't have been able to get it if I tried to do, I did the German twisted cast on. So I wouldn't have been able to get it out. I'm not sad about that. I think I might even, because I really like the pattern, I am concerned about it rolling, but I think it'll block out. But I'm thinking I'll see how I feel once it's finished, but maybe even just casting on along the bottom again, like picking up all the stitches, and then doing a, I'm going to forget what it's called, just doing an edging on it, not a rib. I've done it before and now I've forgotten the name. I'll look it up once I finish recording and I'll put it here. So I think I might do that and see how it goes. But again, I'll just see how it goes. I'll knit the pattern first and then decide what changes I want to make. but it's really nice and I'm really motivated to knit it. As I said, the weather here, I think it's about 25 degrees today. I've already been out in the garden and I am sorry if you are here for glamour, but I am in my gardening clothes. My kids have sat down. They've been out all morning catching tadpoles out of the disappearing puddles that we have. The weather's been so warm that we had a puddle full of tadpoles and it all dried up yesterday because it was so hot. And there's another one about to dry up that had some in there. So I said to them, well, go and catch whatever you want. And then they've put them into an old fish tank that we had lying around. And I'm happy about that. They've been outside all morning. It is about 12 o'clock. It is starting to get really warm out there. I came in because I don't want to, I'm probably already very red, but I don't want to get sunburnt. I've been putting in new garden beds. I've had a lot of seeds come up. I am loving this spring weather at the moment. So having a cotton t-shirt to wear is going to be amazing. And I'm really trying to transition my wardrobe away from the fast fashion, and a lot of our clothing shops in Australia are starting to close down and it's all going online. So I want to be making my own clothes. It's more sustainable. They fit better, they last longer. So I'm really looking forward, and part of the reason why I knit is because I want to do that. So I will be finishing that off. I might make a skirt to go with it. Hopefully, I've got a ton of fabric that needs to be used, so I'll get it. I'm going to show you some more fabric in a minute though. Actually, I'll show you now. While I'm talking about fabric, we had to go down to Spotlight yesterday. I had to pick up some things. I want to make a couple of bags and I needed some stuff to go in it. I didn't want to order it online because of the time that it would take to get here. We had to drive past it yesterday anyway, so I thought I'll get it while I was there. So I checked out their clearance rack and I got a couple of fabrics for $2 a metre. So I've got this one. So cute puppy dogs. And I got a few meters of that, potentially for a t-shirt for me. I've got a lovely pattern that I want to start sewing up. And once I've done that, I'll show you one here. So I want to make maybe one with puppy dogs because it's cute. And then I got this other one, again, $2 a metre. It's nice and lightweight, and I think it should be really nice for summer. So it's just this one, this beautiful floral. Blue is my colour. I love blues. So I picked that up. Again, $2 a metre. I'll be able to make a nice t-shirt out of that. Maybe some shorts for my kids. A few years ago, I think it was over the Christmas break, the kids were really bored. So I said to them, hey, let's make some shorts. And we did. And they did amazing. And they still wear them. So I'm thinking that we'll see, and maybe next school holidays, so which are about 3 weeks away, it'll be spring holidays, pull out the pattern again. It was a really good pattern, and I'll put whoever I got it from here. Her name's Dana, I think. But it goes from newborn up to about 10 years. So I've gotten a lot of use out of it. I've probably made about 20 pairs of shorts altogether over the years for the kids. They enjoy doing it, and it's a nice, easy project. My son loves putting pockets in here, so I show him how to do that. My daughter loves being able to pick the fabrics. She then decided, so she picked all these lovely fabrics. We sewed up these shorts. She then decided she didn't like them. But I've noticed she started wearing them again. So they're getting a little bit small on her though. So she needs to we'll make another couple of pairs. So we'll be doing that. I think maybe next school holidays, I'll try and convince them that that'd be a fun activity. Okay. Next acquisition, which is going to lead into the project. I'm trying not to buy too much yarn these days, sort of just for the fun of it. I really want to make sure, because I've got a stash that I'm trying to make smaller. So I am trying to only buy yarn when I have something in mind for it. Whether or not it's on sale. I know in the past what I've done a lot of the time is someone has a sale, so I go and I buy lots. But without having anything in mind, I just feel like it's not useful to me. I don't want to have a lot of yarn lying around. Kids get into it, cats get into it. I just don't want a lot lying around. So I really want to be buying with purpose. So that is my kind of motto this year. So I've got this lovely 3 balls of Bendigo Woolen Mills Luxury 10 ply because I am joining in with the Strawberry Shortcake knit along. It is a sweater by Jaime Dorfman of Jaime Creates on Instagram, and it started last Wednesday just gone, and we cast on. You knit from the back down, then you join in the shoulders and knit down the front, then join in the round to finish off the bottom. It is, I'm going to put a picture in, it is a stripy sweater, which is really, really cute. I don't do her original sweaters in pinks. Pinks aren't always my colour, so I've gone for the blues, which I wear a lot of blue. I have cast on, this is my progress so far. I can't see me getting too much. Wednesday night I did work on this, but I can't see me doing too much more of this because I want to finish off the t-shirt first. That one's got a deadline. This one does, but it's a very relaxed knit along. If you want to join in, there's probably still space. Maybe go to Jaime Creates on Instagram and do the sign up. It runs for 10 weeks. There's a Discord chat group that is going. There's a couple of prizes, but you know what? I'm not in it for prizes. I am in it to knit. I want a jumper. This should knit up nice and fast. As I said, the last jumper, the willow branch jumper that I finished a few episodes ago in the thicker yarn, only took me about 5 weeks to knit. So I think once I get onto this one, it should be a very, very quick make. This is my progress so far. So I've done the cast on. You can see the needles there. I have done the first colour stripe. I am up to changing the colour stripes, and I thought I'll leave it there. I didn't have a lot of time the night that I started it. I have had a very, very busy couple of weeks at work. There's been a lot of things going on, preparing year 12 for examinations and just activities going on. So I think what I might do is just pick one night a week and do a couple of rows on it until I wouldn't mind getting the back part finished in maybe by the next podcast. But again, I still want to work on that t-shirt, so I'll see how I go. No promises there. It runs for 10 weeks until November. It's still plenty of time to join up if you want to join up. The wool is lovely to work with. I've worked with it before and done jumpers with it before, so I know it's going to feel amazing on. I think I went up a needle size. I'll have to double check the pattern, but I think I went for a 5mm needle. I'm not sure if the pattern calls for a 4.5, only because I've used this yarn and this size needle before in a project and got the gauge that the project called for. So I thought, because I've used it before, I'm quite confident that I should be okay going up a needle size. I did not gauge swatch. I did for my summer Esio t-shirt. I didn't for this because of that reason. I've used this wool and this size needle before, and it's been the right gauge. So I will, as I go, just do a little bit of a measure. The good thing about having something already done in this wool is I've worn it a number of times. It's been washed a number of times, so I can, put my little ruler up against it and double check my gauge on that. But it's nice. The yarn is lovely. I am so keen to have this in my wardrobe for next winter. It'll be nice and warm to wear, and it'll look amazing. And I love those 3 colors. I'm going to show you again because I'm just very, very happy. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. So the blues as the main color, the light gray there is the stripe. I cannot wait to have that. Just ready to go. I'll show you my project bag at the moment. It is in the bag it came in. I just haven't had time to even sit down and look at it. I'll show you this project bag because it's kind of cute, and my mum made it for me. My mum loves making me bags. I love when my mum makes me bags. It's really, really good. This is just a cute little bag that mum made me. That's the one that my tea is in. I'm pretty sure that's from leftover fabrics from her stash and things that she's made in the past, but I love it. I can fit quite a bit of yarn in there. I think I've used this one for a sweater before, so it's a nice, it's quite a big size. I've I've only got one ball of the yarn in there at the moment. The lining in it, again, I think is just left over from her stash, but it's really, really good. I'm thinking of making some rice bag style bags to go onto my website, but I've just got to get some time. In other news, other plans, I've got another quilt back from the quilter, and I've got a community quilt that I'm going to bind for my quilt show, which is in 3 weeks. This is getting closer and closer, and I need to get these things done as well. And then otherwise, finish the t-shirt, and then whatever takes my fancy. I am still working on the blankets for my son. I want to get that out. I did a few extra rows on it, then this pattern test came up. I really need to stop looking at Instagram and just get a few things finished. I did do a few rows on, and I'm not going to show it only because I didn't do a lot of progress on it, but I did do a few rows on an Aurora cabin shawl this 3 weeks that I pulled out, that I started in, I think it was 2022 or 2023. I think it was 2022, which was the Hyber knit along, which from West Knits. Mine is not finished. I love it. Love working on it. I love the wool that I've got. I love the colors. I just don't love that it takes me half an hour per row, or even longer. I think it's a bit longer depending on what stitch pattern I'm doing. So I'm going to work on that a little bit over the next few weeks, and whenever I get a spare bit of time. It's sort of too big to take anywhere. There's a lot of yarn management in that one because you use different colours in different sections, so there's quite a bit to do. I would like that one done by Christmas as well. So if I do the blanket by Christmas, the Aurora cabin shawl by Christmas, the t-shirt, the jumper, the socks, I'm going to be one busy lady. And I haven't even started to think about Christmas craft at the moment or anything like that. So I'll have to sit down and work out what I want to make for the kids for Christmas. They've got beanies, they've got jumpers. I don't know. Let me know down below, what's your go-to Christmas pattern? I know that my daughter, last Christmas I did an amigurumi dinosaur for my youngest son. My daughter keeps flicking through the book and she loves everything in it. So I might get in and do something for her. She's probably going to watch this, so I'm not going to give too much away just in case she does. But it'd be nice to look at some things, making some things for the kids for Chrissy. So busy. September now. What month? I'm really curious. What month do you start your Christmas organisation and shopping in? I used to sort of buy a lot of stuff and try and put it away well before Christmas, like throughout the year when things came up on sale. I have noticed though it is a lot harder to hide things with children, so I'm noticing I'm getting later and later with my Christmas shopping. We'll wait and see. We've been spending lots of time in the garden, as I said before. I'll put a little video. I went for a walk down the back and checked out. We've got a mulberry tree that we planted down there, full of leaves, full of young mulberries developing. I will be checking it every day. I am going to go down there and just give it a little bit of fertilizer, a lot of water, a lot of love and attention. I am looking forward to mulberries. We've been making jam. They had strawberries really cheap because they've come in season at the supermarket the other day. So I've made some strawberry jam. I've made kumquat marmalade this morning. They're all ready to be processed to go on the shelves, so we'll eat that over the summer. I've got strawberries in my other garden. I've planted a cherry tree this morning. I've put in beetroot seeds, which haven't come up yet. I've put in corn seeds that I'm looking forward to. Hopefully they will all come up because I really want some fresh sweet corn. I'm going to do a second planting of corn, I think, and really try and get some corn in the garden because the kids love growing it. We've been transplanting plants because we've moved from an in-town house block. A lot of my garden was in pots, so I've been transplanting a lot of stuff into the ground and into garden beds, so that's been eating up a lot of our time. A lot of fun time. I love doing that. I love a hard day's work, and that feeling of achievement in the garden. Oh, it's nothing better. The only thing better than that is finishing off a craft project and having it look amazing. So I'll probably get that feeling when I finish these jumpers off. I'm very excited. It's been so warm. I've washed and dried and like reblocked all of my winter knits, my winter jumpers, put them all away, or starting to put them all away, start putting them up. We'll start switching wardrobes over soon and putting our winter stuff up. We're looking at, changing over school uniforms. All very, very exciting stuff going on with this beautiful change in season. The good news is as well, and I've got a little bit of yarn over here, start getting the dye pots out again because the weather is just beautiful. The yarn will dry lovely. I know I could dye over winter. It'd just take a little bit longer to dry, but hey, I live in Australia. The sun shines for 8 months of the year. I need to take a break. So why not take a break over winter when it takes a little bit longer to dry? And that way I can have a bit of a rest myself, but I'm really looking forward to getting back into the dye pots. In saying that, I am going to do a giveaway on Instagram. So I might do an Instagram giveaway. I have these lovely skeins of yarn. So hopefully they're coming up nice. So this lovely light purple. And then this one here is called my Royal Line because these gold tones just remind me of like a lion's mane with some little flecks of purple through it, which I think just look amazing. And because purple's the colour of royalty, right? So let's call it a Royal Line skein of yarn. So I am going to, let's do it as one prize together, giveaway on Instagram. If you are not on Instagram, leave me a comment down below and I will add you on to the board, the instant picker when I do that. Hopefully I'll have that to go next week, so that'll be really excited. So a nice little giveaway. This is 4-ply sock yarn. It is 75% merino, 25% nylon, approximately 390 meters, 400 meters in a skein. It's really lovely. I've knit with this base. My socks are beautiful from it. I really enjoy it. It's the same base that I use for the socks for my son that I knit. If you do follow me on Instagram, I knit them, I think a while ago, earlier this year. He wears them, actually washed them the other day and put them in his drawer. Really nice. So if you would like to be in the giveaway and you're not on Instagram, leave me a comment below. Leave me a comment below anyway. Like and subscribe. It all helps my channel out. If you are on Instagram, jump over onto Instagram. I will get a post up ready today for the giveaway. Like, subscribe, tell other people to follow me as well, which is always very helpful as a small business owner, trying to get ahead, trying to get followers, trying to get my yarn out there. I appreciate every bit of help that everyone gives to me. It is amazing and I love the support of everyone that has bought my yarn. It makes me really happy. I do a happy dance every time someone buys something, so thank you. I'm also looking at my plans as well for the next few weeks, doing some project bags that will go up onto the website, and just depends on how well the kids are. I mean, they're watching TV at the moment. They're a little bit happy. I gave them a big bag of chips, so that should keep them satisfied for a little while. If they have a bad day, if we get busy with birthday parties and stuff, I might not get them done in a hurry. Hey, it's my business. It's got to suit in with my lifestyle. That's the way it is. Anyway, giveaway. Told you my plans for the next couple of weeks. We'll see how much we get through. Hopefully I will have one finished t-shirt. I know a few weeks ago I backed myself to get the jumper done. I'm not going to on that one, only because I'm not quite sure how long the tops, like having not done a bottom up before, I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take me to do the front and the back. There will be some working out. I have to do a 3-needle bind off, which I've never done before, so that might take me a little while to work out. We'll wait and see. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying your day wherever you are. Happy crafting. I'm going to hit a couple of rows while I edit this, and then once the bite of the sun disappears, I'm going to be back out in the garden. Anyway, I will see you later. Have a good week. Bye.